You have a template for your work, and all your videos build upon some kind of template. You must have spent a long time investing in that template. How did you create that template, and what was the thought pattern behind doing so? Was it all like a one big fell swoop where you're just going to create it and then you're going to use it forever, or what was behind that?
Do I have a template? I don't know if I've ever like thought about things. You mean in terms of like narrative construction or in terms of visuals or
Visuals, like the little
yeah.
pie with the eyes,
Oh yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Okay, so I guess in that way, like, the way I do animations is a little weird. It's all programmatic, and what that will sometimes mean is um it's nice to leverage abstraction, where if you've just got like a scene type that you just have to like tweak some attributes for, that's just way easier than doing it ground up. So in that way, like a default scene is the sort of teacher student thing where you've got the three blue pie creatures and the one brown one. That's just, yeah, that's because it's like sitting right there as a scaffold, just waiting to be filled in with content. And I think that doesn't have to come from weird programmatic animation. A lot of people have assets set up like that, but it'll also mean that during a particular project, I might like set the infrastructure for the kind of thing that I want to animate. Let's say it's like the Fourier transform, and you've got a particular visual that the whole video is meant to center around. So you've got infrastructure for it, and then everything is like a variant of that core visual type. Um, and I think a nice side effect of that is that it gives a certain like stylistic consistency, and then you can connect ideas through visual similarity. This thing that we're looking at now visually looks like this thing we were looking at 10 minutes ago. And through that, the viewer's brain can hopefully like see a connection more readily than if it was more stylistically inconsistent. Um, but I don't actually think I've been very deliberate about establishing a template and thinking what the best template is. That's more an emergent phenomenon than
Hmm.
anything deliberate.
Do you think about building a brand at all?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I do think brand is very important for just like anyone, really. Like that's one of those aspects of how you run. It feels weird to call it a business, but any kind of like business or something with public presence, I think it's important to think what is the emotion that this evokes when people see a few key triggers. That's really
And
what
what
a
do you
brand
want?
is. Well, I want like people to trust that they will come out understanding something and having a good experience. Like the hope is that if someone sees a thumbnail for like a video that I do, that they have this like they're willing to do a trust fall and they like fall back into it with the next 20 minutes of their life, and that I can like hopefully deliver what was like a meaningful experience there. Um, that that it won't be shallow, I guess. That if there's a claim that something will be explained, that uh, I don't know if I always follow through on this, but the goal is that someone doesn't think that it'll just be like a high level surface thing that they would have been able to find elsewhere. Like all of that gets built in, and then in order to maintain that, like stylistic consistency is the other like component of branding, where whether that means just like having a logo that doesn't change too much, or having like visual schematics that identify like this channel as something different from other channels. And everyone has this, like everyone has their like notion of branding, whether it was deliberate or not. Um, and I think it does matter for getting this immediate mindset from the viewer that you want them to be in as they're starting their experience.